All right. My name is Jeff Moran. I am the Chief Marketing Officer at the Jackson Hole Ski and Snowboard Club, and I've got a very special guest with us right now. I'm going to let him introduce himself, and he's one of our athletes at the club, and we're going to learn a little bit about him. So I'll give that to you, Oliver. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, your name, your age, and how long you've been with the Jackson Hole Ski and Snowboard Club?
Yeah, my name's Oliver Parazette. I am 18 years old, and I've been with the Jacksonville Ski Club, I think, since I was around 5 years old. So yeah.
5 years, 18. That's 13 years you've been in the club.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
wild. That's wild. I mean, we have kids that come through the club and start early, but like five is as early as you can start, and I mean, you can keep going with us as many PG years and even into your master's years if you want. But
Yep.
that's got to be one of the longest spans of any athlete that's been with the club. That's so cool. So you're on a pretty cool trip right now, Oliver. Why don't you tell us about where you're at and what you're doing and all that?
Yeah, so I'm currently in Europe. I've been here for about a month now. I'm with the U.S. ski team, and we kind of just travel around Europe. We were in Austria for the last 3 weeks. I'm in Italy now, small ski town called Dobiaco. I'm currently doing a couple FIS races out here. And we kind of we do this every year where we'll come here in January for about a month or a month and a half and just kind of travel around, do a little bit of training here and there, and go to some races, some super high FIS level races, and some lower national junior championship races. So, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about like what's the racing like over there compared to the U.S.
Yeah, it's pretty different. I'd say that the competitiveness here is a lot higher than it is in the U.S. The other day I was at a race and we had around 175 kids racing. I've never seen a field that size in the United States, maybe 110, 120. But it's a lot different as far as just how many good ski racers there are here. I'd say in the U.S., most races, depending on where you are, there's probably around 20, 25 good kids that are like super competitive. But here, there's 60 to 100, that are
Wow.
all super fast and super competitive and good skiers. So.
Right. And tell us about who you're with while you're over there right now.
Yeah, so I'm with the men's U.S. ski team D team. There's kind of two groups of us who are traveling around. There's like a speed group. So I think there's 8 of them. And then there's the more tech side, the slalom and GS side of things. I'm with them. There's around 4 of us and 2 coaches.
Awesome. And this isn't your first trip to Europe with the U.S. team, correct?
Correct. Yeah, I've come here the past 3 years in a row for around a month in January. And then we kind of, around October, we'll kind of come over here and do a little training project sometimes. You kind of just come. I mean, this year I think I'll spend somewhere around 6 months over here.
Wow.
Um, yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Can I be you in my next life?
I mean, that's up to you.
I guess I just have to like get really good at ski racing and see how
Yeah,
that works out.
exactly.
All right. Mental note. Start ski racing early. Um,
Yeah.
nice. So you're pretty familiar with Europe at this point. I mean, you've spent quite a bit of time there. What's your favorite part about being in Europe and traveling around?
Yeah, I think like just seeing all the different areas and ski towns here is super cool. Um, the big mountains we have pretty big mountains in Jackson too, but it's different. That's super cool. Kind of the ski hills here. Usually it's just one little T-bar that you'll train off of. And it's pretty cool to see the culture behind ski racing. It's a lot bigger here and larger.
Hmm.
There's definitely a bigger following. Yeah, the food always amazing. Staying in hotels like the hotels we stay at, and yeah,
They
very
they put
cool.
they put you up in nice spots.
You'd be surprised. It's you can't complain, that's for sure. There's
Awesome.
some hotels we stay at that you're like, wow, this is crazy, and then most of them, yeah, very nice.
Very good. You got a favorite food, whether it's one dish from all of Europe or maybe like a something from each country.
I'd have to go with the schnitzel.
Schnitzel. I felt
Schnitzel.
like you were gonna say that. I felt like I knew that was coming.
Yeah, no, it's so good. It's crazy.
Okay, for people in the U.S., for people who might be watching this, what is schnitzel?
I believe it's veal, and then they like fry it, and they put some, I don't know, crunchy. I couldn't
Like
tell you what's on
breading?
there. Yeah, spreading. There we go. And that's it. And then there'll be some fries, pomes, as they say over here. Yeah, amazing ketchup, so good.
I think you can get that at the Alpenhof in Jackson, but it's
Yep,
it's always
and
nicer when you travel all the way to Europe to get your schnitzel.
yeah,
Um, nice. You said you've been to Europe a few times. Let's see. So, as far as the racing goes, how are you doing? You said it's a pretty competitive field. How are you feeling like you're sizing up with your competitors over there?
yeah. It's good. I think it always has its ups and downs. I've had results that are great. I've had some results that I'm not so happy with. But just like in the U.S., that happens. It's just it's never going to be perfect. There's always going to be a little struggle.
Mm-hmm.
You can take that struggle and make it drive you, or do the other opposite with it and forget about it. So, but definitely take the ups when you can get them and
Yeah.
move on.
And now I know we all want to land on the podium or at the top of it every single race, right? And that doesn't always happen for everyone. But like, so give us an idea of like what's a good result, right? If you're up against 170 other racers and a large percentage of them are like really high end elite, like what are you feeling good with? What kind of what part of the field are you shooting for when you get in the gate? Where are you hoping that you kind of end up?
Yeah, like the super high elite series. I think anywhere from 10th to 20th, top 20, I guess. Ideally, top 10.
Mm-hmm.
I had one that was top 10 at like a pretty high level race. But as far as that goes, I more like to think of it as like how I skied
Okay.
and executed my plan. So if I'm happy with that, then the result comes second. But you're always definitely looking to be fast and yeah, winning would be sweet, but
Of course.
not.
You're
Yeah,
more of a it's about the journey, not the destination kind of guy.
yeah.
Nice.
I'd say.
And so what do you have next as far as races? What's coming up, and then also how long are you in Europe on this trip?
Yeah, so I'm currently at a race in Dobbiaco, and it's a national junior championship in Italy. So that's like it's a pretty high level race. And then I go to Valplot in 4 days or 5 days for another two FIS slalom races. And then I come home on the 31st for about a month, and then I should come back here for about all of March.
Awesome. And is it
Yeah.
like is the schedule pretty brutal? Like, are you guys moving and shaking, training every day, race to race, or is it a balance of like, do you have down days where you can recover, maybe take in the culture a little bit? How's your
Yeah,
schedule?
for sure. Everything's shut down around here, so the culture not as much. Usually, yes,
Mm-hmm.
but because not a lot of the stores are open or anything like that, it's usually sitting in your hotel room and maybe doing a workout here and there. But
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely a big part of skiing is being aware of your body and how rested you are. So we'll train for 4 days, 5 days, and then usually take a day off. And then we'll come to a race series like this, which is like 4 days in a row. So yeah, there's definitely both, yeah, downtime and a lot going on.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any special tips or techniques about how you manage the stress, anxiety, butterflies of being involved with these high level races?
It definitely gets to me, and I wouldn't say I'm the best at it, but at the end of the day, like you got to trust your training and you got to trust the effort you've put in, and know that you've done your best and just go out and show what you can do.
Mm-hmm. Good tips. I heard you've got a new sponsor to add to your list. Why don't you tell us a little bit about who's supporting you these days and what's going
Yeah,
on?
I got them right here. So this is Vicks Protection. They're the most cut-proof pants on the market. And in ski racing, lacerations is a big thing. A couple people have died, a lot of people. And Victor is his name. He started this company, and they're amazing. It's comfortable, they're warm, and they prevent you from getting cut.
That's wild. I didn't even know. I mean, I knew that ski racing is dangerous, and I knew that lacerations are a big deal, but I didn't realize that there was like protective clothing like that was being developed to keep you safe.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
No, it's awesome.
I'm sure your parents are stoked on that sponsor.
Probably.
Yeah. That, and then you also have a helmet and goggle sponsor too, right?
Yep. I got Shred Dot, best helmets in the game. Rosignol, the ski brand, sponsors me.
Awesome.
Powder, their sweatshirts. They make all these cool sweatshirts for different ski towns. It says Jackson Hole.
Oh, rad. That's
Go
good.
check them out. Yeah. That's Compradel poles.
Oh, you cut out there for a second. I'm sure you'll be right back. It got you on a good image though. Oh, you just cut out for a minute and then you came right back.
I'm back.
But the good news is that a lot of times when that happens, like people's faces freeze and they're all like, eh. You looked really good, so don't sweat it.
No.
Let's see. A couple other things. So do you have did you go over to Europe with any like big goals that you wanted to accomplish? Like what's your plan while you're there?
Yeah, it's always I always come over here and I'm more just wanting to have fun and hang out with all the guys that I'm with. And I mean, you come here to ski and it's always about the skiing. So yeah, just it's always a learning experience over here and just getting a feel for the field sizes, the snow. A lot of the time the snow's icier over here. They'll put water in the snow and make it so that it's injected. And so yeah, I always come here like hoping to win a race here and there, or just do as well as I can, I guess. So yeah, but at the end of the day, I really love coming over to Europe and spending a lot of time over here.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you've been over there quite a bit now. Are you picking up any of the languages or working on learning any of the languages?
Yeah, I'm gonna start. I hope. I want to learn German. Me and my coach, we've been talking about how we need to learn German.
Okay.
Because all I know is Spanish, kind of, and English. So yeah, that's definitely something that over time I think I need to learn at least one language over here so that I can communicate with others better.
Okay, and then over the course of all these trips, have you created like a community of friends, like connections that all live in Europe that you get to see when you go back?
Yeah, for sure. Instagram, I'll keep up with them on Instagram. Yeah, there's definitely like a couple kids that I really enjoy seeing when I'm over here that I've known for the past 3 years or so. And now, yeah, you'll go to races, you'll see them, you'll meet new kids every day. And yeah, they're all super, super nice.
Good. You're pretty outgoing, dude. I can see you making good connections when you're out there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and then lastly, before we wrap up, like you've been in the club for 13 years. I mean, like I said, it's wild, right? From 5 all the way up to 18. One of probably the longest stints of any athlete that's been in the club. I mean, that's pretty much maxing out. Not that we don't want you to go away. You're welcome to do as many PG years with us as you want. But,
yeah.
What have you learned in those 13 years, starting as a little Grom who's just getting into skiing and now traveling the world with the U.S. ski team? Like, for all the kids that are younger than you that, want to be Oliver Parazette one day and they look up to you and they know who you are, like, what tips do you have for them to get to that hotel room in Italy someday?
I think it's a lot of it's just taking pride in what you do. It's always going to be a learning curve, and there's always going to be ups and downs, and just committing to your sport every day. It's always about fun for me. If I'm not having fun, then I don't want to do it. So I'm always looking to be just having fun on the hill, having fun off the hill. Yeah, definitely. You're going to have to make some sacrifices. You're going to have to work your off. And definitely keep driving toward all your goals that you want. So yeah, I'd say just never stop.
Stay motivated, stay dedicated.
Yep.
Good parting words. All right, Oliver, anyone you want to give a shout out to, or anything you want to say before we cut this off?
My parents, they've been very supportive in my journey.
I agree. Your parents rule. Shout out to Andy and Danielle.
And Danielle Parazette. Yep. There you go.
Nice. You've got some pretty awesome brothers as well too,
Yeah, Holden and Noah. They're both yeah, they're pretty cool.
Yep, for sure. All right, Oliver. Well, great to see you. Enjoy the rest of your trip. Stay safe out there. Wear your mask. Stay physically distanced. All that good stuff. And we'll catch up with you when you get back stateside.
Will do.
Okay. Thanks, man.